From sharing a screen with Matrix legend Keanu Reeves for the first time, to all the reasons why this pairing doesn't make sense. Here's everything to know about Keanu Reeves and Jonah Hill, the strangest pairing in Hollywood. Let's get one thing clear. This isn't a prank. We're soon going to see the two men, who are pretty much polar opposites, share the screen together very soon. Keanu Reeves and Jonah Hill are set to star in a brand new film from Apple Studios. And I can already tell that it's going to be a very wild ride. With iconic roles in The Matrix and John Wick, Reeves is no stranger to Hollywood stardom. And Hill's taken on the role of not just an actor this time, but also as a director, producer, and writer for the upcoming film. He'll co-write the script for Outcome with Ezra Woods. Talk about a man who wants to do it all. And with that, it's about time to dive into the nitty-gritty details of what this movie's about. Outcome follows the life story of a man named Reef. Reef will be played by Reeves. It sounds pretty funny when you say it out loud, right? Anyway, Reef is a damaged Hollywood actor who's in the middle of a career crisis. It's definitely going to be a challenging role for the John Wick actor, but the 58-year-old has proven time and time again that he can take on just about anything. But still, Reeves is known primarily for his intense, action-packed roles. Hill, on the other hand, has made a name for himself in the comedy genre. Throw these two in a movie together and bam! You've got a dark comedy that's got fans both curious and excited. Outcome gives us a chance to see these two talented actors in a new light, where they're pushing boundaries and exploring new territories together. So, are you ready for a wild ride with Keanu Reeves and Hill in Outcome? Rest assured, this dark Hollywood story is sure to be one of the most talked about films of the year. Speaking of things everyone's been talking about lately, Keanu Reeves has returned to the big screen as the one and only John Wick again. With the fourth installment of the franchise, the action was more intense than ever before. This time, he had to go against his most dangerous enemy yet, the High Table. These guys mean business, and they're not messing around. And speaking of fights, John Wick is known for his jaw-dropping action scenes. There are more bullets flying, more explosions, and more motorcycle chases than you can shake a stick at. But it's not all just mindless action. At the heart of the John Wick franchise is a character with a depth that's rare in the world of action movies. Here's a man with a past, a man with a code, and a man with a heart. Keanu Reeves brings a quiet intensity to the role that makes you root for him every step of the way. But where this new fourth installment has fans excited, there's been some bad news as well. Back in 2022, a Constantine sequel was announced, and it was set to reunite Reeves with the director Francis Lawrence. And you best believe everyone was anticipating something extremely mind-blowing from the much-anticipated follow-up to the cult hit from 2005. But after the DCU shakeup, the future of the project has been kind of uncertain. Reeves himself recently poured cold water on the whole thing, revealing that he's not sure if the project will ever happen.
I've always wanted to play John Constantine again.
God, I hate this part.
I just love that role too, and I love that character.
Now that's just cruel. It's a disappointing blow for fans who were hoping to see the actor reprise his role as the Demon Hunter. And to make matters worse, Reeves also revealed that he's not even sure if he looks good as a blonde, referring to the possibility of dyeing his hair for the Constantine sequel. It's a sad state of affairs for those who are looking forward to seeing the star in action once again. But perhaps there's a silver lining to all of this. With Reeves teaming up with Jonah Hill for Outcome, we'll be getting the best of both worlds with Reeves' stellar acting and Hill's exceptional writing. So even if the future of Constantine remains uncertain, at least we'll have something to look forward to with this new exciting project. Okay folks, it's time to shift gears and take a look at what Jonah Hill has been up to recently. It looks like he's one busy man these days.
Insanely good Leo is, and how wonderful it was to watch him work.
He will also be starring in a brand new Netflix production alongside the legendary Eddie Murphy, titled You People. The upcoming comedy promises to be full of laughs and awkward moments. Hill's character finds himself falling head over heels in love with Amira, played by Lauren London. And guess what? Amira comes from a vastly different cultural background than the man who loves her. When it's time for him to meet Amira's family, things take a turn for the awkward, with Murphy playing the role of Amira's father Akbar. Needless Needless to say, Akbar is less than thrilled about the prospect of Hill's character marrying his daughter, and that leads to some incredibly hilarious and cringeworthy situations that are sure to have audiences in stitches. It's exciting to see Hill branching out and exploring new projects. You People looks to be another hit in the making. With a star-studded cast and plenty of comedic moments, it's definitely going to be a pretty fun ride.
Stop holding my hand, Dad.
It makes you uncomfortable.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It's been the appropriate amount of time, and feels like you're just hanging out.
But you know what? Hill's talents don't just lie in the art of film. Have you heard the news about Jonah Hill's impact on Kanye West? Apparently, Jonah's performance in 21 Jump Street was so good that it made Kanye start liking Jewish people again. That's wild. What I find really interesting is how Kanye's comment about Jesus being Jewish ties into his faith as a Christian. It's like he's saying that if you believe in Jesus, you can be anti-Semitic because he was Jewish too. I think that's a pretty cool perspective, and it reminds you that different cultural and religious backgrounds are all interconnected in some way.
Envious of how they don't abort their children. I'm envious of how they don't shoot each other in the streets and then rap about it. I'm envious of how their families stay together. I'm envious that they turn their phones off on Friday night and the family comes together.
All in all, this news raises some important questions about representation in media and the relationship between diversity and faith. It's definitely something to think about. You know what else is worth mulling over? Rumors of Keanu Reeves crashing a wedding. The wedding was held at the Fosley Hall Hotel and Spa, and the happy couple Nikki and James Roadnight were understandably thrilled to have such a John Wick actor show up. It definitely added some star power to their special day, and no doubt made it an unforgettable experience for everyone involved. It seems like Keanu himself also had a good time at the wedding, and the incident has become somewhat of a legendary tale. I'm sure the bride and groom, as well as their guests, will be telling stories about the time Keanu Reeves showed up to their wedding for years to come. But it turns out that the actor didn't actually crash that wedding in Northamptonshire last year. In a recent appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, the host joked about Keanu's reputation for being everywhere, and I asked him about the wedding incident. Keanu set the record straight and explained that he was actually invited to take a photo at the wedding party. He said that he was outside of London at the time, and the wedding was taking place at a hotel where he was staying. The groom approached him and asked if he wanted to take a photo with everyone, and Keanu said yes. They took some pictures together, and Keanu chatted with some of the guests before heading on his way.
Invited to meet some folks and take a photo.
No, sorry. So you heard that people were getting married or something? Or?
No, it was outside, and there was another part of the hotel, and it was outside of London, and they were having a wedding, and then the groom came by, and he was like, hi, and I was like, hi.
He joked that he was the one thing in the photo that didn't quite belong, but he had a lovely time and thought it was a cool experience. It's nice to see that Keanu Reeves is still as down-to-earth and approachable as ever, even when he's inadvertently crashing someone's wedding. And that's a wrap on Keanu Reeves and Jonah Hill being the strangest Hollywood pairing yet.